Hello world, it's me, Fandry the Musical Robot. We're going back uh to the Minecraft Let's Play. Oh, this isn't this oh, I don't think this is the world. Save and quit the title. Uh is it you? Hey, I have a feeling that this maybe just isn't the world that I can't even. Okay. Oh yes, here it is. Okay, so we're back on the world. I'm gonna I'm gonna do some exploring, but the main thing I want to talk about and what I want to say is that simply you need to confront your friends. It's something that I needed to learn myself. You need to talk to your friends about problems. If you don't, you're gonna build resentment. You're not you're not gonna feel happy. You're gonna feel very resentful. It's gonna just overall not be a very good time. That's the simple thing behind that. And I want to say is that, well, really all I want to say is that you should confront your friends. If there's something bothering you, you should confront them and tell them about it, because building resentment is not a good thing. Flat out, full on, straight up, it's not a good thing. You're gonna feel unhappy, sad, and in the case of me, how I felt was honestly I just felt very dismissed. That's how I felt. And it certainly wasn't, I was just sad. It really hurt when I was dismissed the way that I was. And while it probably was unintentional, it doesn't mean that I wasn't hurt by it. Because say that's also something that I think should be learned, is that if you're hurt by something, if someone hurt you, intentional or not, you should tell them. You should tell them that you felt hurt, that you just that oh okay. Tell them that you weren't happy. You weren't happy with how how you were treated, and try to make things up. It's, I guess, kind of hard for me to put in words that make sense, but I'm trying. Now, I also want to make it clear is that I do not dislike my friends. Ixama, Sketch, Benner, Taco Man, all of them I deeply respect, but something that just needs to be said is that there needs to be some good communication, because there hasn't been. There hasn't been good communication, and things haven't been turning out all that great because of it. I mean, we've got stuff like the Red Saga was completely just canceled entirely because, quite frankly, we weren't. Quite frankly, I can't speak for Sketch, Ixama, Taco Man. I can't speak for them, but I can speak for myself and how I feel about it. And this is how I personally felt: was unhappy. I felt very unhappy. I originally was the one pushing for the Red Saga to even happen, but now looking back on it, I wish I wasn't. And I was even somewhat mean to Ixama every now and again, which obviously I regret. I said sorry, but that doesn't fix it. That doesn't mean that everything that happened didn't happen. And I know I'm in my, like, I have Roblox opened, so Ixama is probably able to hear everything that I'm saying. Everything that I'm saying. So I want him to. I want him to know. I want him to know that this is genuine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you feel like that you needed to get rid of Red because you didn't. You didn't, and I'm glad you didn't. And we need better communication because that's how we're going to hold a long lasting friendship. If we want to keep in touch with each other and, eventually live together like how we said we wanted to, we're going to have to keep good communication. Because if we don't, we're going to hold resentment. We're going to hold resentment. We're not going to enjoy our company. It's just overall not going to work. Is just the simple is the thing I'm trying to say. It's not gonna work unless we put in the effort to make sure that it works and we're all validated, we feel happy, and that we're all personally respected. That's just how I want things to be and how I hope things to be. For everyone to feel respected and feel validated. Because I don't know if you ask me, but the day before yesterday, it hurt. It hurt a lot. I felt dismissed. I was kind of judged for just having a change in opinion, which is, pretty wrong by my own friends. And I'm not trying to put dirt on any of them, by the way. I respect them all. But stuff like that shouldn't even have to be said. But that's what happens during a friendship. At first, all things are just going to be happy and fun and stuff like that. But, there's going to be rough patches. But there is a way to fix that. There is a way. And the simple way is by good communication, which was something that we were missing. We didn't have any good communication. Thus, things turned bad. We weren't enjoying role plays as much anymore. We weren't having fun. We weren't. Sometimes I wasn't even enjoying their company. It was just kind of it just was kind of depressing, honestly. And things are starting to get better again, but there isn't really, I guess, one specific person I can put the blame on it. But sadly, I almost blame myself. I almost blame myself for it because I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys, my friends, my family, and even myself, is that sometimes I'm just not a good person. I just I'm not a good person sometimes. And matter of fact, I'm going to try to change that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to stay like that. I want to change. And here's something else I'm going to say right now is that my brother, which I'm not going to name, he watched my video on siblings. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I apparently said that he threw a chair at me when by the way, it was not my brother who did that. So if you're watching this or if he can hear me, I'm clearing it up. Even though no one on my no one knows you. At least no one knows you from my channel, so they wouldn't even be able to judge you for that anyway. But still, I'm apologizing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, do that. And I argued with him when I first got called out, obviously, because if I did really, it was a genuine mistake. And he just wouldn't really listen to me. He just, kind of just kept arguing with me. So, yeah, my sister had to break it up. Which definitely means that not like I guess it's kind of like maybe we both have to improve a bit, but I guess I'm a bit more of the bad guy in this case. But things would not have been that way if there was good communication. it would not have happened that way. And quite frankly, I kept my channel secret from him for a while for a reason, because, well, he simply just judges me a lot. And, well, I don't think he should judge me for, liking Phandroid and not liking Griffinella, or just liking different music, or finding something entertaining that he doesn't. Nobody should be judged for something like that. I can't believe I'm having to actually say that, but yeah, you shouldn't judge someone for something like that. Also, is my sound off? There's no sound. I'm gonna have to get to this island. But yeah, if we had better communication, I would almost guarantee that the arguments that we have wouldn't be so petty. And while he does also need to improve, I need to improve. Probably more than him. So, I'm gonna try and improve. I'm gonna try to improve. And, well, maybe things between me and him will get better. Or not. I don't really know. Only time will really tell. But back on to the topic of communicating. Ooh, some pumpkins. Alright, well, back on to the topic of communicating with your friends. If you don't communicate well, you're gonna get in arguments. And if you get in arguments, well, your friendship is not gonna last for very long. Actually, I'll go over there. That looks a bit more interesting. Your friendship is not going to last for very long if you just continuously get in arguments, and that's something that is probably obvious to everyone. But I still think it's worth saying. You need to have good communication, and that's something that my friend group has struggled to do. We haven't had good communication with each other. And while sometimes communicating in the sense that we just don't want to, we want to keep something secret. We just want to keep something secret, but in some cases, it's more like, I guess, okay. What's that over there? Good communication is just something that will keep your friendship alive for much longer. It's I don't really even know how to explain it all that well, but listen, we had a long talk. Me, Exama, Sketch, you get the gist. All of us pretty much had a long conversation. A long conversation on treating each other better. And yeah, we should treat each other better. It's not a pretty, it's not necessarily a hard thing to understand. We just need to treat each other better. And if we don't treat each other better, then things won't turn out well between all of us. We have plans. We have things that we really want to do, but how are you going to follow through on those amazing plans if you can't even manage a friendship with them? And yeah, without good communication, you sometimes you'll even feel dismissed, which is again how I felt the day before yesterday. That's how I felt. I felt very dismissed and just left behind, I guess. In the sense that people were just judging me because I had to change an opinion about something, which is not fair, if you ask me. isn't fair to me or to the people or to them. Because now I've had a bad experience with them when things were, at least up until then, pretty much all good. Also, it is so dark, I cannot see. I cannot see anything, I swear. But, I'm just trying to make a point that communication can matter a lot more than you think. Words can hurt. They can affect people. They can make people feel certain ways. One thing may affect someone more than another thing. But I want to... Oh, it's just a chicken, okay. But what I want people to know that if you're not communicating well with your friends, you're not going to have a lasting friendship. Straight up. So, if you take this video for anything, I want you to give some more respect to your friends. If you don't already give them a lot of respect already, but it's just after getting used to someone for long enough, after being just with the same couple of people for long enough, you often just get tired of being around them all the time, and you have arguments. You'll often have arguments with them that you didn't used to have. Those amazing memories you had with them at the beginning, maybe will start to fade out. And it will just be replaced with sadness or regret or flat out just hating the person. Good communication matters a lot in a friendship. You need to take... If you're friends with someone that you deem a serious friendship, to keep that, you're gonna have to talk out to them. You have to reach out. It doesn't matter how much they judge you. If they judge you for simply just trying to speak out, trying to get the word out that you're not feeling happy, then they aren't your true friend. Because a real friend is someone that will, even if they don't agree, will try to listen to their friend the best they can. It's just not a good thing to be around people that don't just listen, that don't even give an attempt to reach out or listen to people, to listen to others. And that's why and that's another part of the reason why I decided to talk to Ixama, because without that, things could have ended up a whole lot worse. Because of no communication. No communication meant basically nothing getting done. If you don't have good communication or have no communication at all, nothing is getting done. It's worth it. It's worth it, just even for just a moment. Even if your friend sounds silly, just give them a chance. Give them a chance and listen to what they have to say. That'll make them feel validated and respected. And I would know, since being able to actually talk and not get, well, just get, just not get dismissed meant a lot more to me than it probably should have, but that does make a pretty good point as to why good communication matters so much in a friendship. That's the end of this video. I know I didn't really do much, but I'm just kind of exploring right now. So, goodbye and good luck.